Good evening, Central Indiana. Welcome to Porch Time, live from JTH Construction Studio, where tonight we have a full room of people. There we go. Willy made it.
Mike's here.
What's up, buddy? You guys all survived the storm? Any damage? Any damage, Caleb?
All good.
Power, Willie?
No power.
Went out for a bit, but we're good.
No power.
You got power?
To this day.
Did you just get back from Bahamas or something?
Florida.
Florida? Oh.
A little bit ago.
Must be nice. Making that big money.
Yeah, but he said he had more fun at the Taylor Swift concert.
Facts. I didn't say that, but...
Isn't she in concert tonight in Cincinnati? Rough night to be going down there.
She performs in the rain.
Just she does.
Yep.
But I don't know about performing in that crap that went through here.
She's supposed to gross like close to $1 billion from this tour.
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy?
Well, you can see Lincoln on there. Scroll up. Scroll up. I can't see my camera feed.
You can barely.
Lincoln, say hello.
Hello.
I don't know if you picked up, but right on.
Right here.
Hello.
You say goodbye.
Okay, now sit back down.
I say hello. All right, boys. Lots of stuff going on. We've got the NFL draft that happened. We're almost mid-season of baseball.
That's my mom and
That's
Aunt
Aunt Shelley. Yeah. Lots of interesting things going on. Anything off the top of your head you guys want to hit on? First of all, new football field looks good. What about the soccer field? Is it coming?
Eventually, yes.
That's in the works, though, right? I am correct in saying that.
Yeah, it's supposed to be done first week of August now, I think.
Yeah.
So
The new football field looks good.
it does look good.
I have to admit.
So I'm excited.
7-7.
I'm excited that hopefully our soccer field looks
I know
good
people
too,
get
but
mad that they're putting money in a football team, but people aren't saying that's a cash cow. And if they make money, everybody makes money. If they don't make money, nobody has money. And they're like, you put all that money into that, I get that. You guys need a new swimming pool, I get that. But if they're productive and they make money, everybody gets paid.
no comment.
Yeah, exactly. But I mean, I get it. But
Yeah.
it's what it is. It's cash cow.
Mhm.
How is it?
Ask Notre Dame. You can have all the good basketball teams and baseball teams you want.
Martinsville is not the equivalent of Notre Dame, but I digress.
Relatively, it is.
Same
though.
fight song.
Yeah.
same usual record for the two of them too.
Gold pants too. So, you know.
Sick.
Anyway, tell Lincoln Nana says hi.
Hey, Nana says hi.
Hi, Nana.
Hi,
You're a
Nana.
natural, Lincoln.
He is.
That's
He is.
he could be.
He'll be taking the show over eventually. All right, what we got, boys?
Have we not been here since the draft?
No.
NFL draft?
We haven't been here since.
Since the NFL draft.
We've been here
Since
since the
March
NFL
Madness.
draft, I think.
No.
Yeah, we talked about Anthony Richardson for a little bit.
Yeah, we did.
100%.
Yeah.
It happened right. Yeah, we did the March Madness thing. Like we talked about our results of March Madness and the draft.
Yeah. Okay.
When was the draft?
April something.
You guys have not been in here since April.
Yeah, we have. After the draft, though. I'm positive.
Go Florida Gators.
What's up, G?
Well, I know I have been here because we talked about soccer.
Yeah, he
that
was
was
in
me
here.
by myself.
Yeah. You did well that night, too. I
appreciate
got a
it.
lot of compliments.
Tournament wasn't
thank you.
over when we came here, though, right?
I still haven't gotten my
Because we
steak.
redid our bracket
We
for the rest
we
of
do
the...
a
That's true.
steak. We all
Oh,
do
that
a
is
steak.
true. Yeah.
Remember we redid our bracket from like...
So maybe not. Maybe
we gave
not.
Maybe
on
not.
Elite 16
We did
on-
talk about Anthony
yeah,
Richardson,
Sweet 16
though.
on-
But
Wait,
now, like, the draft is like months ago, so I'm kind of just like already forgotten about it.
NBA draft.
Oh, we'll talk about that.
So
Sure.
that just
Let's talk. I think did the Pacers do all right?
Yeah.
They did all right.
You think?
We got the kid from
Houston.
Houston, yeah.
One thing I realized
He's good.
I found out that I did not know
He'll
was
rebound.
He'll play defense
just
too.
going back at me those tool sets left. Trace
saving
Jackson
one
Davis
for you,
was offered
Jeff.
contract by the Pacers, but it was the two-way contract or whatever they're talking
was?
about.
Trace Jackson was drafted 57th overall, so he couldn't have been.
Yeah, he could have. He was early on in the second round. They offered him the two-way where they were going to send him to the developmental league.
Which is-
Okay.
And he didn't want. He said, "No, I won't do it."
Okay.
And so they balked on him. That's surprising to me. I didn't even know that thing existed. The two-way contract. How long has that been around?
for a little while.
A while,
'cause, I mean,
right?
so Trayvon Blewett, Indiana guy, played
Yeah.
Xavier. Remember him? He
Yeah.
was on two-way contracts for a second, and they do that with a lot of people to see it. And then if they perform, and they work their way up.
Yeah. But Trace hung out, and Golden State picked him up, signed him a
Yeah.
2-year deal where he's in the league 2 years no matter what. He's getting paid for 2 years. He may not play, but
He's not gonna play there. He should have.
you don't think he'll play there? You don't think they'll try to roll him into the next Draymond?
What can he do?
He is a beast around the rim. What does Draymond do? Can he?
A little bit.
Whoa!
When Draymond first got there, can he hit threes?
Deep boy.
Whoa! What can Draymond do besides everything?
But when he first got there, he could not hit threes.
He still really can't.
He hit threes more back then than he does
does now, yeah.
But I'm just saying, when he first got there, he was not an offensive threat outside
We
the rim.
will not stand any Draymond slander.
I'm not slandering.
At least this side of the table.
I'm just saying, are they going to try to groom him into being the next Draymond?
I don't think people thought Draymond was going to be Draymond, though.
No,
We're talking about
so.
that. So it's the same. I get
That's
the
probably
idea.
so. But here's the thing: Draymond in college would actually shoot jumpers.
Yeah, Trace didn't have to, though.
No, because he couldn't.
He didn't have to though.
Yeah, I think both those statements are true, though.
Yeah.
Because he can't.
But I mean, when you...
It's
He
like
also doesn't have
they
to.
showed him last season, dude. He can hit threes now. It's like Ben Simmons in the summer.
Right.
He can hit threes in
But
the
when you
summer
can
too.
dunk on everybody but one guy in the entire NCAA...
Well, you're not going to do that in the NBA.
No.
Also,
I'm saying in college...
Joe says that, but he would send us an annual Ben Simmons in the gym shooting threes.
Actually, just
He's
sent
back this year.
I sent him a screenshot of a text last week from
Every year, Joe would send us him working out in the gym.
like
open
2019.
gym.
He texted me and said,
It wasn't when.
"Did Ben Simmons just hit a three?"
And then it was like, oh my effing gosh, he did. Or whatever, yeah. What's up?
So who did the best in the NBA draft? I didn't pay attention to it. I could care
the
less.
Spurs.
Oh.
They got Wembanyama.
Is the kid going to be that good?
He might be. I mean,
I feel like he was the third as good as what everybody thinks he's going to be. Still an all-star.
yeah.
Right. That's true.
He's
that-
8-foot wingspan.
Have you seen him stand next to people?
Oh,
He's huge.
I mean, like, he makes Shaquille O'Neal look tiny.
he made
it's
Rudy
Robinson and Duncan look small.
it's weird. He's
And
so
they're
tall.
giants.
but he can handle the ball like a guard.
Yes,
He can handle the ball and shoot like Durant, but he's taller than Durant.
by 6 inches.
But yeah,
See, that's crazy. I didn't realize he was that tall.
but he's also like 160
Am I wrong?
pounds.
3.5.
7'4".
I measured him yesterday.
Okay. I thought it was-
3.5 no shoes.
You can't put that dude down the post though.
7'3",
And a half.
but he's got no meat on him yet,
No
right?
meat as of right now, but I mean
Giannis can
Giannis
tear
can
him
have
up.
meat.
Giannis didn't have. Has he?
Kevin.
Giannis.
I don't know.
Giannis
I'm
tears
asking.
everybody up.
But this guy's taller than Giannis, or no?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He's taller than
taller
almost
than
everybody.
anybody.
Yeah.
yeah.
8-foot wingspan.
So he's got the body of Chet Holmgren.
He also
Shooting skills
he
of Kevin
dunks
Durant.
without moving.
I don't know.
Like,
I don't know enough to say if he has the shooting skills of Durant, but I mean they make it sound like he does.
We're gonna find out.
They
real
say he
quick.
can
We're gonna find out.
defend the rim and the 3-point line at the same time. Like realistically.
So he
That's
can stand in the
ridiculous.
middle of the key and guard both, pretty much. That's a long area to cover. Is he the wave? Is he the wave of the future? Everybody going to be almost 7 foot tall every position.
We've talked about this before. Yeah, I think that. But then I think the traditional big guy will swing back in at some point.
Kind of is with Jokic.
That's like it will at some point because then everybody's these tall athletic guys. Then you get big brutes that they can't guard anymore and they'll bully them.
But Jokic can score from anywhere on the court.
Yeah, but he's slow. It's
He
not
is
like he.
slow.
It's not like he's
Larry
doing it.
Bird slow.
Yeah,
I
it's
give
not-
him that.
Yeah,
Who was it that just said that? Who was it that just said Larry Bird couldn't play in today's NBA?
Rodman.
Robin doesn't know what planet he's on.
No, he doesn't.
unfortunately.
He's just stirring the pot.
Yeah,
But yeah, Jokic
Larry
is
Bird
Larry
could
Bird
most certainly play in this
slow,
NBA.
But he's super intelligent and super good. And Giannis is the same, or Jokic is the same way. And shoot.
I hadn't watched much Jokic before the playoffs this year, really, and Caleb, he's unbelievable.
Answer that.
What?
tool sets.
Oh, yeah. I told him we're saving one for him.
Okay.
It's also hard to say. It's kind of crazy to think that Jokic didn't win MVP this year, though, Joe.
And hey,
Embiid win it,
Yeah.
maybe that's what Jokic needed.
but he did. Could the Savannah Vannas beat the Cubs this year?
They could beat the Mets.
They could beat the Cardinals.
Mm-hmm.
The Savannah. They had Nick Swisher on there the other day.
They did. They're pulling in dudes every now and then, aren't they? Is
Yeah.
it just like honorary for a day or no?
I don't know. They were playing against Swisher, and they threw behind him. They had the catcher line up behind
I saw
him.
the dude tried framing it too.
Yeah,
right
and they
here.
quick pitched him. He went back and he crawled under his leg and quick pitched him.
Now that to me is fun baseball. I don't see it catching on, but it's a novelty. 1 to 2 summers.
Are they sure? with the weather.
I don't know if anybody's playing it. They don't have any power. They probably won't. But AES has their outage.
But what about the air quality?
Yeah. No, that was a silver lining. The smoke got blown from here to Pittsburgh. So.
Wish the government loved us.
We got the
Is that funny,
golf
dude?
match going on right now.
Give me some.
What golf match?
Oh, it's like
Steph and Clay versus Mahomes and Kelsey.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
TNT.
That sounds riveting.
I'm with Kevin on this one.
I don't care.
Unless it's Tiger or whoever, I'd rather watch Tiger Dog Barkley over 18 holes having fun.
Wouldn't it? Didn't it used to be that? I felt like it was like a professional golfer and then one other.
Yeah,
now it's
that's
kind
what
of
it
turned into.
Kelsey was just saying that they kind of need to have a.
Who played with Brady?
It was
Bill?
Phil and Tiger
It
Yeah.
was Tiger and
versus Tom and Peyton.
Yeah.
Or no, Tiger and Peyton versus.
Phil and Peyton.
That's an easy choice of who to root for.
the team opposite Tom.
Peyton and Tiger.
Hello.
I think you're right. I think it was Tom and
Unfortunately,
Tiger,
It
actually.
was Tom and Tiger.
Yeah. Rogers played last year.
That's G. What?
Last year, I think they had four
wants to go?
quarterbacks. It was Mahomes,
Do you want Mommy to pick you
Allen,
up?
Rogers, and
Lincoln.
Brady.
to pick you up?
Yeah, it was Brady.
No.
Yeah.
Now, at least that would be interesting.
Okay.
Because then you get to see Tiger cut up with these guys. And
I don't know.
I still think the greatest golf story I ever heard was Maddox, Glavine, Smoltz, and Tiger. Have you ever heard that? Every spring he would play them. He would play Maddox, Smoltz, and Glavine.
I hate
Hello, Nicole. Bring back Charles Barkley's. Oh, I know. He's adjusted that swing now, though. But he would play him for 18 for cash. And finally, one year, they get down to 18. They beat him. And I know it was one year he smokes them, and they're mad. They thought they could have him. So the next year they come back out and they beat him, and they're all high fiving and whooping it up. And Tiger's like, he walks over to his bag, same bag he carries everywhere with him, reaches in and pulls that exact envelope out from last year and hands back the $5,000 check. He says, I figured you guys would get me one of these years. Handed it, and I'm like, dude, are you kidding me? That same check. Would you rather golf with John Daly or Tiger?
Schwarber led off
John
on the
Daly.
first pitch.
Schwarber did?
First pitch.
I'm not gonna lie. I never thought he would actually pan out to what he is. And I liked Schwarber
Yeah.
because he was an IU player.
Yeah.
But like, I don't know. Do you not remember that series when he was on the Cubs with the Mets? That where it was like a sandlot thing where they were like trying to hit towards him and he couldn't catch the ball in the outfield.
Yeah, dude, he's terrible in the field.
But it was just weird because it's like when that series happened, though, I was like, he's
I
done.
had a tirade
And then
against
he's
him the other day.
fantastic.
Here's his oddities. and he did this, and I feel the same way as Joe when he was with the Cubs. Led the league in putouts at second base from the outfield when he was with the Cubs. Like 2 years in a row. On throwing runners out at second. You're like, okay, is that because he dropped the fly ball?
That's
Or he was playing the fly ball? But he had a catcher's arm.
Yeah.
So he was somewhat accurate, and he had a good arm. Always up in the high in strikeouts, but always up high in getting on base.
Yeah.
At this
And
point,
you're like,
strikeouts aren't as important anymore. Like they don't care if you strike out. If you're
either averages don't care anymore
5
either.
or 6 times.
Yeah, they don't care.
I haven't looked at it, but I wonder how many guys are under 300 now compared to 12 years ago, 15 years ago, over 300. Batting averages seem way down.
To me, they have to be.
250s is normal now.
Yeah.
Well, then again, how many people are throwing 110, 12?
No, I'm not disputing that.
You know?
We're not. Yeah.
Yeah, I know. I
It's just the
understand. Yeah.
averages are way down.
But then, I mean, here's Schwarber at 185, but he's also like first or second in the league and on base.
This 5-tool player thing, or like right, that's kind of fallen away. It's just you don't have to hit for because isn't that part of the 5 tools hitting for power and hitting for average? It's like you just got to do one or the other at this point. You don't have to do both.
Well, since we're in the middle of baseball, All-Star game coming up week after next, I believe. Isn't it normally right after the 4th of July?
They just announced the starters. I got the alert on my
Did
phone.
Lindor make it? I
After
think he
next
was the only
weekend.
one.
I don't
No,
know.
that's a starter probably. but I just-
4 Rangers are starting, I believe.
4 Rangers?
Yeah.
Is National League covered in Braves?
I'll look at it right now if my phone will
They
load.
said Freddie Freeman could be out there surrounded by Braves.
That'd be interesting.
I'm so over the Braves. My entire lifetime, it's been Braves.
I think these are the
And I can't feel
starters.
those years.
So first base, Freddie. Second base, Luis Ariz. Shortstop, Arcia.
That's just because their team, I guess.
Third base, Arenado. Catcher, Sean Murphy. Designated hitter is that's so sick, dude. JD Martinez. Outfield is Acuna, Mookie Betts, and Corbin Carroll.
Who's the shortstop?
Orlando
Braves.
Arcia.
Really?
Yeah, it
Strong
doesn't matter.
Lindor's better than him, I think.
First base for the American League is Yandy Diaz. Second base, Simeon. Shortstop, Seager. Third base is Josh Young, whatever you want to call him. Catcher is Jonah Heim. So there's the 4 Rangers. Designated hitter is Otani. Outfield is Trout, Arozarena, and Judge.
Interesting. I didn't hear any Cubs. I'm kind of heartbroken.
I was talking to my kids earlier today because they're Cubs fans, and they just keep telling me how bad the Mets are. I keep telling them the Cubs are 2 games ahead of the Mets right now. They're not doing fantastic at all by any means. No. But I think the
All
difference
it takes is a game.
I think the difference
That
is
entire division is horrible.
horrible. The difference is the Mets were supposed to be a World Series contender, and the Cubs weren't really supposed to be anything. But
Yeah.
so everybody, they're just excited they're winning any games.
That's why you play the stinking game.
How many games are the Mets out?
Of which one? 'Cause
Wild card was 8.
8.5
Wild
now.
card's their only hope.
Yeah,
Well,
there's 7. The Braves are too good anyway. They're literally, I think they're 17 games out of the division.
It was 6. I think it was 16 yesterday, but did the Mets?
They lost yesterday.
So 16 and a half then.
That's incredible. Because the Mets they did spend money in the offseason.
See what Scherzer said?
Spent a lot of money.
I did not see.
That he'd be willing to waive his no trade clause. That they think he'd be willing to waive his
Well,
no
I
trade
saw
clause.
this is how cool Steve Cohen is. He was like, "You guys better start playing better, or we're trading everybody." They're all gonna. Who cares? They're not gonna care.
Oh no!
That's yeah. So that's,
Oh, no.
Darn it!
they're not gonna care. Like
We don't have to deal with the New York media.
it's like, what are we watching?
Dang it.
Are we watching Major League? What's going on? Like this sounds.
I'll trade all of you.
Yeah.
It's
Okay, and
so this is what happens in New York's where everybody's career goes to die. Scherzer will go somewhere else and he'll not give up a hit the rest of the
Who
season.
gets him? Who gets
Hopefully the
Scherzer?
Mets just keep him and we just.
well, you can rule out anybody in the NL East.
Right. So you're talking Reds, Brewers.
I don't know if they would trade him.
Here's what I do.
I think they would.
Here's what I
think
realistically think is going
I
to
think
happen.
he stays National League.
Orioles need to go get him.
Hit me.
This is what I think is what's going to happen though with the Mets, or at least what they're going to try. So the last time they made the World
might.
Series,
Sorry.
Lincoln. The last time they made the World Series, they weren't this far out, but they were out. It was Division 2. They were probably 8 games out of the division. So I guess it's equivalent to the wild card. They're 8 games out, and they made a big deal and got Cespedes.
Mm-hmm.
Right, this
He
was
was just ridiculous.
and this was like in early July. I mean, like it was late in the season. It was after the All Star. When's the trade deadline actually?
August.
Yeah.
Okay, so it was end of July
First of
maybe, or when
August.
it might have been end of July when they got him because I just remember when it happened.
September, you can expands roster, don't you? Like 10, 15.
and then they have that
players.
fake deadline or whatever.
Yeah,
in August
I've
where you
never
can-
had understood that.
But they made that big deal, went and got Cespedes, and then went on a huge run, won the division, made the World Series. So they're
Is
gonna.
that with the guy from the big boy?
Nice, dude. That's really cool.
Got hot, hit home runs all of a sudden.
Daniel Murphy.
No,
you remember
he's
him?
a Cubs killer. I hate him.
Well, he hit a home run in
Then
like
we
8
got
straight.
him, and then he did nothing.
Well, that's the Mets' life.
No, you had a big boy ended up in Houston. Oh
Dang.
man, he got hot and started crushing the ball.
We were talking about Duda the other day, but I don't think he ever went to Houston. He was a big.
No,
guy.
Dude, I hated Duda.
I think this is pre-Murphy. and then
Carlos Beltran.
Callers.
Okay,
yes.
but he's a Hall of Famer though.
Here's a fun game. Goose
yeah.
Goose actually just put me on it the other night. You only get 9 guesses, and there's 9 things in a grid, so 3, 3, 3, and it's like so it'll be Cubs. I think the last night was Cubs, Marlins, Mets, and then there's 3 other teams up top, and you got to put a team. So the Cubs and the Angels, right? Say it's like this. You got to put a player that played for them, and then it's the Marlins and the. You know, you got to put a
both
player,
of them?
Yeah, you got
Match
to put
it
both of them
up,
right.
yeah.
And then the last column is 500. A person that's hit 500 home runs that's been on the Mets. And then the next one is a person that has like 2,000 strikeouts or whatever with that team.
It's going to test your baseball IQ for sure.
Yeah, it's tough. Goose was like,
Is it online or something?
Yeah, just type in Immaculate Grid on.
Immaculate Grid.
Goose was like,
And
like that kind of
inaccurate
stuff.
reception.
Goose was like last night. He goes, because I messed up. You only get 9 guesses, so if you miss one, you're toast.
Yep.
And it was Mets and Marlins player, and it was Luis Castillo that came to my mind. But 3 Luis Castillos popped up, and I chose the wrong one, so my game was immediately ruined. So I was
So if you
helping.
miss one, you're
I'm
out.
gonna look at.
Well, you can't fill up the whole grid if you miss one.
can't get the grid.
So I was like, hold on, Lincoln. I was like, this is what happened. And Goose was like, what's a Mets pitcher that has won 20 games, and I was like, I keep thinking Strawberry, but it was a different scrawny black guy.
Not good.
And then he was like, "Are you thinking good?" And I said, "Yeah, good." And he goes, "Let me try it," and it was right. And I was like,
Did Santana ever
"Almost
win?
No, he didn't. He won 19.
He threw a no hitter.
Yeah, didn't we have a perfect game last night for the Yankees?
Yeah.
Yep,
It was late.
Cheater.
by Herman.
You don't like it?
I don't.
Not a
I love
Yankees
you.
fan?
No, but he got caught cheating already this year.
Did he really?
So did Scherzer, though.
Sticky stuff. He
Well,
got.
I hate that. I hate that.
From what you hear, though, it's not really cheat. They're almost saying like
Yeah.
everybody would rather him have it because they have more control.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you're going to stand in the box, and these guys are throwing more 100-mile-an-hour pitches than ever. I want them to have a little sticky stuff on their finger,
What?
so they know where it's going.
Yeah,
Because one missed throw and you're done.
you're toast.
Yeah, you're not worried about anything anymore. So anyway, I'm gonna work my way to the Reds because we have tons of Reds fans around here, which I still don't.
Dude, just let him be happy.
I'm happy for them. Don't
It's the
get me wrong.
closest team
I'm
to
just
here.
I was a Red, but growing up my age, we were all Reds fans. We watched the Cubs for fun. Everybody loved the Cubs, but you watched the big red machine. And when they broke that team up, the owner at that point, and I want to say Dick Wagner, but busted the big red machine up, I was done. I've not rooted for him since, and I was just 77. Hated it. That was probably the best baseball team in the history of sports, in my opinion.
Was Morgan on there?
Yeah, we had Perez and Rose and Morgan and Bench and Geronimo Sedate, Cesar Geronimo, Griffey, Foster. They were stacked. Tom Seaver, and he broke it up. But since then, I've always been a Cub fan, so I'll root for the Cubs. Happy for the Reds fans. But this kid they got up now is insane. 6-tool player, if you can say that.
He strikes out a ton. Can't hit a break.
Yeah, that's what I said. The big leaguer's going to figure him out.
They already have.
And it
He'll
didn't take
figure
long.
it out too, though.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but they've just been throwing him off speed pitches.
But
He
these
can't hit it.
Reds fans, the minute that they took over the weekend division in baseball, you would have thought, oh, you might as well start stacking trophies in the room because they're going to win it all. I'm like, they need 2 pitchers. They need probably a second and a fourth, or a first and a third, or something.
They need a first for sure.
They have what's that Strand kid play? Third. I think he
Kinda
plays
playing in
third.
the outfield now.
Yeah, I think he plays third.
They got a good young nucleus.
Third. I don't know.
They're going to have to
First.
trade Votto.
Does he play first?
Third
Votto's
and
not going
first.
to get him much at his age, though.
But are you going to give up your young guys?
You got plenty of them. If you want an ace,
Oh, you're going to have to give up the farm to get an ace. And the first thing when you said Scherzer, that was the first thing that popped in
Who did
mind.
they get?
Would he go to the Reds?
They can have that if we're gonna get some good young players. I don't think that would happen because, like I just said, I think the Mets are gonna go try to get somebody.
They're buyers.
They're gonna go.
So the
get
Mets are
somebody.
buyers.
Yeah, they're gonna go get somebody to try to make a run at
Right now.
Yeah, I think
So
so.
after the All-Star break, you're going to start seeing deals. You know that.
Yeah,
It's gonna,
and I think the Mets are gonna go try to get. And I don't know if it'll be a pitcher or a field player. It should probably be a pitcher at this point. The Mets, I heard 26 out of 30. This is last week. 26 out of 30 is in team ERA, so they got to kind of hone
But are
in
they
there.
scoring runs? I haven't paid the attention
Enough to
the
not
Mets.
be 8 games under 500.
Oh,
The Mets have the 5th worst record all time in games where they've scored 6 or more runs.
There you go. So there you go. So that
All
they're-
time.
they're scoring enough.
so the headliner of
how's that for a
they got
So I love that. That's a great stat because when you watch the games, you feel that, and it's
We
nice to
scored
know it's
6.
true.
We still might lose.
Oh, yeah, we're gonna lose.
You score 6 runs, you should
It's
win
like
8
the
out of
stats
10.
where Ohtani homers twice, and Trout hits a triple and a homer, and Ohtani throws 6 innings, no hits, and then they lose to the Rockies by 4.
That's who I think the Mets are gonna try to get Ohtani.
I was going to work my way to there. Do they give up either one of those guys? Can anyone afford either one of those guys?
The Mets can
I
afford
know the
that.
Yankees could, the Mets could, and the Dodgers could. I understand that.
For who?
For Ohtani or Trout.
Giants.
Otani's the real money guy.
Yeah.
Giants are willing to spend
You're getting
money.
2 for 1 on the player.
Otani's gonna. If you're gonna sign Ohtani, you might as well just have a blank check
He's going to the Giants.
at this point in
Going to
time.
Cubs.
Giants are the runner-up.
I can tell you, he's
Giants
not
were
going to the
runner-up
Phillies.
today. They were the runner-up. today.
Where
Oh, when he first
were
came
the
over.
Phillies?
What?
Who were the Phillies at this point in the season last year?
The same record.
Well, are they really on the same pace? Were they on the same pace as this?
What's the record right now?
What was it? 37-34, or no? It was more.
They
than...
were worse than that last year.
No, they
feel
were
like-
not.
I
just saw the text yesterday. I just saw the tweet yesterday. They had the exact same record at this point in the
Maybe
season.
they had started making the run a little sooner.
Well, it's also because the Mets had a record like the Braves do right now too. So that's maybe I didn't realize. I felt like the Phillies.
The Phillies are 42-37. So at this point last year, they were 42-37.
Same record. That's
Same record.
crazy. But are the Braves so much farther along this year? Wild card.
Nobody.
How many games out of the wild card? 5?
Who?
4? Phillies.
They're probably in the wild
They're
card.
probably they're not.
probably one of the 3 teams.
They shouldn't be.
Best regular season team rarely wins it.
Yeah, so that's so you
No,
just
no,
gotta,
I get that.
you just got to get in. That's what
Yeah.
you just got to get in.
I feel like that more than any other playoffs.
Baseball more so than any
Big
other league, yeah.
Just
any other
Let's check it out.
I mean, we had crazy football there recently, but like usually you see like in football, like
Yeah,
one
does
or two
home field
seeds make
advantage
it.
mean as much in baseball as it does in football and basketball?
The what?
Home field advantage. And
That's pitching. I think
that's
pitching.
something that they have to adjust, I think, for baseball. Because you play 162 games. You get home field advantage through the playoffs. You lose one of those games and that's gone. Your home field advantage is gone. Instantly gone.
And
Actually-
home field is through the All-Star game too, right?
For the World Series,
World
I think,
Series,
so.
yes.
So the wild card right now: Miami Marlins,
Giants.
and Dodgers.
Really?
The Phillies are 2 games out.
Dodgers making a move?
Well, and the
Dodgers, yeah,
and the
always.
Diamondbacks are winning that division,
they're
right?
stupid.
Right?
They have the most talent every year and underachieve 99% of the time. The Dodgers do. Their farm system is sick. It's always sick. It's like the Cardinals. I still don't understand how they're losing.
I think that's cool.
I wonder who know what they do. Do they sell off? I can't see
Who's
it.
that?
The Cardinals.
They better because
The Cardinals are
they don't
gonna
have the team to win it this year.
Sell everybody.
But I can't see them do that.
I'd sell the old dudes.
I'd sell Arenado and I'd sell
Goldschmidt.
Goldschmidt.
Somebody's going to get a pretty good first baseman
Yeah.
Pretty good third baseman.
and
too.
third baseman.
He got hurt last night.
He's in the lineup at DH.
Third baseman, first baseman. They'll look good on the Cubs. I'm telling you, we're going to make a run.
You think
Who
Cubs-
makes a run? Who makes a run the Central?
Cubs.
Brewers have the
The
talent.
NL
Brewers have the
Central?
talent. Yeah,
Brewers?
Probably the Brewers.
They have
Once
the talent.
Woodruff comes back.
but trading their closer, getting rid of their closer.
Well, they got a closer that's just as good.
I'm not disputing
Devin
that,
Williams.
but that chemistry is big. You know that from the Phillies more than anybody. Somehow that
They did
chemistry
mess
gets-
with them last year.
They did.
chemistry is big in baseball.
Cubs are the only team in that division with a plus run differential.
They are, and that's
We were talking-
shocking.
Yeah, but the
We
Cubs.
talked about this the other night.
Smiley is not good.
no,
Hendricks
they
is old.
They need 2 starting pitchers.
Stroman has pitched
Stills
rather
look
well,
good and
but he's a
Stroman's look-
3.
Yeah.
2 at best, 3.
You know,
3,
Yeah,
2
but
to
who in
3.
that division can you say has a
Brewers with Woodruff
good
and,
squad?
Burns.
and Burns.
They've got a true
Their
1 and
lineup
2.
stinks though.
Their lineup, they've scored the least amount of runs in the entire NL, the Brewers.
They're still probably going to take 2 out of 3 for the Mets. So
But you do have.
They're because the Mets are up 2-0 right now.
yeah, so if the Mets win, then the Mets actually win 2.
But
out
is
of
there
3.
is there a better uniform in all sports than that orange Mets shirt though?
I mean, I don't think so, but
I mean, I despise the Mets, and I grew up in the Darrow, hated the Mets, and Wally Backman and all your.
Is there a better jersey than that?
I love that
we
orange.
don't win. So what does it matter? Nobody should
But I
hate
mean,
us.
It's the Boise State. It's the Bears orange. It's the Mets orange. I like that orange and blue.
God.
I don't know who's
got
better.
Justin Fields gonna be MVP candidate.
Gotta have a little.
Yeah.
Gotta have a little orange and blue.
Justin Fields can't throw, and who's he gonna throw to? DJ Moore. Wow.
If he figures it out.
I'm not sold on Justin Fields yet. So
DJ Moore. Wow.
If he figures out the passing though.
He figures it out. Yeah.
how many quarterbacks have been in that league that they've said if he
The offensive
figures out-
line is also probably still terrible. He's gonna be running for his life.
Who wins the Central?
Brewers.
Cubs,
The Brew
Brewers are
Crew.
what? 6 back, 5 back.
Probably the Brew Crew.
something like that.
Because that could. I mean,
Nobody believes in the Reds. Nobody thinks they can hold on.
probably not. I think they'll run out of steam.
Or the Orioles.
It's
of
fun.
last year.
Yeah, the Orioles of last year, and then look next year. The Orioles are freaking awesome.
The Braves win it all. Let's just cut to
No.
the chase.
No.
No?
No.
Rangers?
maybe if
They might make a move for
I'm a,
somebody.
They're going
I'm-
to trade for somebody.
I can cheer for the Rangers. I
With
don't mind.
DeGrom, I
them.
said they have
Because
They
they don't
might
have
make a
DeGrom
move for
this
somebody,
year and
man.
basically next year, and they have a window. They'll trade for somebody.
There's going to be a lot of decent players on the market too here real quick. By this time in July, it's
entire
gonna
Mets
be-
lineup.
Phillies got hurt when Big Boy went down. I think that hurt him. The first baseman, Hoskins.
Bum
Yeah,
Hoskins.
Bum Senior.
but still,
Joe was ripping on him throughout the playoffs.
he does. But he'll root for him because But chemistry's big in baseball, man.
Yeah,
I'm telling you.
he's a big part. That's why when they round the base every time they hit a homer, they do this because that's what Reese does.
Yeah.
So every time you see a homer hit, the Phillies before they touch second base will look at center field and do that.
Yeah.
You pick a team right now. Who wins it?
I haven't watched enough baseball,
Probably.
to be honest, because I've been so.
I can't see
If the Dodgers get healthy, pitching wise,
every year. They have the most talent.
they are stacked pitching. But the thing about the Dodgers right now is that they have like 4 rookies getting so much playing time.
But you can go back 4 years ago and look at the rookies they had then. They've won one World Series, in the last...
And that didn't count because it was the COVID year.
yeah. They've had this talent every
The 60
single
games.
year.
That doesn't
It's a
count.
Mickey Mouse.
They
title.
always
Yeah.
have talent. Always have talent.
I don't see that as a championship.
I agree.
Not just because the Dodgers won.
I mean, and I'm not knocking the Dodgers. I just don't care.
Sounds
for them.
like you are.
But every year they take the field with the most talent in the league almost, and they're one championship to show.
But
them
the
last
year
8
they
years.
traded for in the same deal got
Trey Turner,
Turner
Max
and
Scherzer.
Yeah,
in one deal.
yeah.
Give up all those prospects, don't win it.
And they still and look,
Unless
they've got
they
4.
won. They didn't win that.
That wasn't that long ago, and they still have 4 of the top rookies in baseball.
Yeah, and 4 more coming.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see
It's
it.
like, what do you guys do?
They really do have like.
Does
4
anybody
male
else draft
pitchers.
high level players?
Yeah, I don't know how they do it.
That's tough.
What about? Why
They don't miss.
Why doesn't anybody talk about the Astros? I mean, I know they're not.
They're tough too.
That's-
I don't want to
just-
see the Astros and Braves in the World Series.
I'm just saying, the Astros tend to be there.
Isn't
every
it a
year.
giant year? I hate saying that, but isn't
It
it?
hasn't been a giant year for 6 years or whatever, right?
But
They
isn't
haven't
it
done-
time though again where all of a sudden you look around and the San Francisco Giants win the World Series? You're like, what? How'd that happen? That seems to happen like every 4 years.
They're not going to win it with Gabe Kapler.
They won 3 of 5,
My wife,
10, 12.
Gabe Kapler, they're going to win anything with Gabe Kapler as the manager.
my wife thinks he's hot though, so
Cool.
I know. So good for him.
You know what? I retract my statement.
That's what they can
can win.
They got to trade for somebody though.
Wasn't he
He's hot. They
wasn't
can
he a
win.
Phil at one time?
Yeah,
Yeah.
he sucked.
Yeah.
Then he came to the Giants and won Manager of the Year.
He was terrible. Didn't even like.
Yeah, they had best record in baseball.
Not the
For sure.
Phillies.
Giants did.
I was about to say not the Phillies. I was about to say no.
Not when Kapler was there.
They also hired some.
At Philadelphia?
No.
They also hired some retread Hall of Fame second baseman to be their manager too, and that dude sucked.
Who's that?
Sandberg.
Rhino was a manager of Phillies
Man,
for a
he
while?
sucked.
Really?
Is he worse than Girardi?
Yes.
It doesn't. A high caliber player doesn't always pan out to being a high caliber manager.
That was the move last year. Was firing Girardi.
Oh, yeah. That's when they took off.
Yeah.
Firebuck.
Yeah.
Willy's been calling for Mets manager to get fired
Showalter?
since last April.
He sucks.
3 days in the last
He
season.
sucks. If you watch enough of the Mets play, you'll like he doesn't know what he's doing.
That's just been Buck's like MO his entire career.
He's always had
He doesn't
really
know
good
what he's
teams.
doing?
He's always had really good teams.
What?
He doesn't know what he's doing.
He
That's
just
what you know?
no, like everybody's like, dude, we got Buck Showalter,
But he doesn't do anything.
and then
Because wasn't he the Yankees manager too before they won all the World Series too?
We got Buck
we
Showalter.
got Buck Showalter,
Was he at the Orioles?
Yeah.
and the Yankees, I think.
He was at the Yankees.
He was
like,
Yankees forever.
yeah. And then he left and they won all the World Series.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's we got Buck Showalter.
It's the Dusty thing. Dusty's.
He finally won one though. 'cause
But
they won.
that team was completely stacked last year.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
mean,
Framber Valdez was cheating in the World Series last year. That's just all I'm saying. He was doing some weird stuff.
Yeah.
That's all I'll say. That was Musgrove.
Hitting the
Musgrove
garbage
was-
cans.
His ears
That was
were a
as
little
bad
funny.
as.
Musgrove was only sweating on his ears.
Yeah.
There was something going on. You know what I'm saying?
I'll say it now, but that
Nothing's
was as bad
happening
as,
here,
bad as
boys.
my boy Jake Arrieta for a whole summer. He would rub that left arm.
Yeah, it's like
No one says anything. I'm like, Dude, you've had the best run in the history of baseball in a year in this stretch, and you've been rubbing your left arm the whole time. Then you stop, and you're back to 500.
Yeah. Is that funny? Yeah.
Love the guy. Don't get me wrong. And if you look at his numbers for that stretch,
He was ridiculous.
the best stretch in the history of baseball.
He
over
was
that year,
ridiculous.
July to July or whatever it was.
Yeah.
That was fun to watch.
What do you have? 2 no-hitters in that?
I like 2 and like 2 one-hitters into the ninth.
Yeah, he was
2
just
outs.
I need to
absurd.
get rid of-
In LA
ahead, right
with
there's
the
a trash
stacked
can.
team against
Yeah.
him. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you guys are good with the Giants win the series? Is that what I'm hearing?
I don't want him to. I'm a Giants fan.
Are you a Giants fan? Really?
Yeah, but they're not going to win it.
And he also thinks Bonds didn't cheat.
I didn't say that. He's just the best player ever, regardless. He's a Hall of Famer before that.
I'll give you that.
I'll
give you that.
Did they ever convict him of cheating? Did he ever fail a test?
No.
Anyone
They
with
never
common
tested
sense knows that.
him. They didn't
Did
test
Not
him.
dispute that. When Sosa put his arm up on the table in spring training, me and Billy were like, he's juiced. That arm went from here to here.
Yeah, but did
in 1 second.
Sosa never popped.
Sosa never popped?
No.
McGuire never popped?
No.
Wait.
McGuire, I think.
McGuire did that. Sosa and
Sosa had a
and-
corked bat though, or something.
He did.
That was his
Sosa-
batting practice bat.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No.
which they all use, by the way. Sosa didn't, and I
That
don't
was
think
batting practice bat.
Raphael didn't, and I don't
Learn
think,
something.
My bad.
and I don't think Barry.
They picked up
Very
that
fun.
bat and they were like,
Otani's
Look at
the
this.
best ever if he stays healthy, though.
He
Not
accidentally
even
used his
close.
batting
He's not even
practice bat.
close.
It's a
It's
fact.
It's not even close.
Jesus.
He's doing 2 things at an elite level that no other player's even trying to do.
the only thing they drink in Japan is
Wasabi.
green tea.
Wasabi juice.
He's
He is unreal.
You see the odds in him being AL MVP?
Darn it, I got a fractured finger.
It's over.
Gone.
Yeah, it's AL.
Can't pitch anymore. Watch this. Gone.
I'll help my cause.
It's like plus 1,000 for any other player besides Otani to win the MVP in AL right now.
Oh wow!
Best athlete on
I don't know about that.
Stretch.
Goose, do you know
Not if we're talking
Goose.
like
athlete?
athleticism.
Yeah.
An athlete.
Yeah, how do
Yeah.
you define athlete?
Yeah, Goose, because have you seen baseball players?
He might be the best player at his sport in
Yeah.
the world.
But not.
Oh, he's
Athlete.
not even the most athletic in baseball. Right now, I'd give it to the kid for the Reds.
I'd probably just say LeBron still.
He's talking baseball.
James.
Oh.
In baseball, most athletic kid in baseball is probably the kid from the Reds
That's what
right
you're
now.
saying, LeBron James.
Yeah, shh.
I've heard you say some things about him.
Otani as one of one.
He is a
He is a
one
one-
baseball player.
Nobody's
But-
doing what he's doing, and he's doing it at an elite level.
Yeah.
Nobody's even trying.
Why did they stop letting pitchers hit along
Yeah.
the way? Why did that ever transpire?
Because I'm an analytical thinker, and
We know.
I hate analytics in baseball.
We know.
Like the whole, you got to call on a lefty to pitch to a lefty, and then they give up a hit immediately all the time. I mean,
You're
it
the Tony
happens.
La Russa.
It's just they overthink stuff.
Bust his head open. I'm afraid.
And then he'll learn.
But that's why. So they're just like, let's just focus on pitching. You're a better pitcher than you are hitter, so why would you hit?
I get it, but you can't throw 12 hours a day.
I just don't
I
get it
agree.
because growing up, like
Everybody hits.
the best pitchers
Or the best
just
hitters.
the best players.
Yeah.
And it's like you just all of a sudden they can't hit anymore.
Lincoln, who's the best baseball player in the world?
Bryce Harper.
There you
You're
go.
GD right.
I can't argue that. If that kid keeps it up, he's got it all. But they're starting to figure him out now. Breaking balls and blowing away. But is he going to start first pitch swinging on fastballs because they're trying to work one across him? I don't know. They're exciting to watch, but
It's always it's. I mean, Jeremy Lin was really exciting to watch there for a second too in the NBA. And,
I made the comparison. I said he's Javi Baez of the 2016 Cubs.
yeah,
He gets on base. You want him to get on base.
I think Baez is one of the most overrated players in the history of baseball.
But during that stretch, he
No,
was phenomenal.
Yes, I agree. They act like he's a Hall of Famer, dude.
Now
He's-
No, but I mean,
It's,
just like this kid here, when you're still in home plate in the championship series, that's just unheard of. And he's a 2-year player. And that's what this Ellie kid could do right now.
yeah.
But in 3 years, is he going to be 40 pounds heavier and playing for Detroit like Javi is?
Probably.
Batting 240 with 16 home runs.
Getting paid.
That's
Red Farm team is stacked.
I agree with Goose there.
They're going to have to be stacked because they're going to have to get 2 pitchers.
That's probably so.
probably true.
Yeah.
Who's the second best player?
I mean, because if you look at it soccer-wise, you take Messi and Mbappe. I mean, it's not that great. You know what I'm saying?
I mean,
Because-
even for the last, you did that on purpose, but even for the last, because Messi's not one. I mean,
Acuna's
I would
second
say
best?
Mbappe and Haaland.
Who's the
but-
second best player in baseball if Otani's won? Acuna?
who's the second best player?
Acuna?
Probably, but
Probably Acuna.
Acuna,
Ronald.
Goose
so he
says
said,
Acuna.
yeah.
Probably,
Unbelievable.
probably Ronald.
Unbelievable.
I mean, you got,
Hitting wise, I'm not gonna be like Otani is that much
it's just the player.
better of a hitter than Acuna because Acuna might be an overall better hitter than Otani.
It's just
But
like,
when you factor in home runs and things of that nature, yeah. But Acuna is that dude
just-
can hit.
I mean,
just-
Acuna will hit a single and then steal 2 bases.
Yeah,
it's just like what Willie was saying when Otani goes 3 for 4 with 2 home
That
runs
was
and
like
4
that.
RBIs, and then pitches 6 and strikes out 9.
Yeah,
Trout
what's he
hits-
batting in the
Trout
games he
hits 2
pitches?
doubles and a
Yeah.
Single and
what's Otani batting in the games he pitches? Over
he
300.
homers every time he pitches. It's
Yeah.
crazy.
So put him in the
He
pen and
helps
bring him in
his
the
own-
other
helps his
day.
own cause.
Yeah,
It's like a high school thing. It's like you hear that at small schools and high
Yeah.
school where like a kid, like there's a pitcher who throws a no hitter but hits a home run and they
Yeah.
win the game 1-0.
Yeah.
So like the one
What's the kid's
player
name?
single handedly
Did it all.
wins state for a team.
Did it all.
AJ Reed.
Isn't that crazy? I don't know. I like Otani, but I
He's gonna get some money.
you're paying for 2 players.
Yeah, pay $1 billion. Is $1 billion?
Even if you put him, even if you say, okay, he's a 5, when he's not a 5, but let's say you pay him 5 money, he's still getting 5th hole money on a rotation, and he's a top Florida kid. Probably has the best chance to be the name. What Florida kid?
I
Is
don't
he
know.
coaching?
In
watch-
college or like is he a high school player?
Wasn't
Who's-
Florida supposed to romp LSU, and LSU just took him to the woodshed 2 games in a row?
Florida took them to the woodshed. One of the
Woodshed? But the last 2 games were like blowouts. But
Florida
yeah,
scored
flip-flop.
24 in game 2, and LSU scored 18 in
Yeah.
game 3.
Okay, so LSU put it to him in game 3.
Yeah,
Wow.
I think game 1 was
went
relatively
to
close,
extras.
right?
7
It went to
yeah.
extras.
Yeah. I missed the end of it. I was.
I can't get into college baseball.
I don't care.
It's kind
I
of
watch
fun.
baseball every single night, but I
Yeah,
can't.
apparently he didn't do too hot. So
Or a kid get
it must have been the game 3 pitcher. Is my guess who he's talking
Yeah.
about. But
LSU's got like
Yeah.
number 1 and
Why is there
number
a-
2 picks.
3 next to Gannon's name.
It's something. How many times they come on or something?
Oh, nice, G. Frequent visitor, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, Gannon had a bad start, Nimrod. It happens.
Frequent flyer. There's somewhere down here it tells us what it is, but
No, we didn't care
Yeah,
that much.
yeah. Gannon, just wait till Chris Sale and Dustin May come back, dude.
Goose will trade for Dustin May.
They started throwing a throwing program.
We're talking fantasy baseball.
Yeah.
I figured that. You guys play fantasy baseball? Do you really?
I love it.
Apparently you do.
I like it more than football.
How many Phillies you got on your team?
2?
Harp and who?
No.
Arenado.
Nope. I have Arenado's a Cardinal. I have Trey and I have Bohm.
He took Trey Turner over Acuna.
I'm not against that.
Because I'm a
You
dip.
should be, because Kuna has way more points than anybody. this
Right
year.
now, it's a long season.
Hey, for now.
For now. It's a long season, boys.
There it is. Just getting
The
started.
Mets could make the run.
I rejected Trout and May for Cole.
yeah,
Because anybody would.
don't let the Mets make the playoffs. Mets make the playoffs,
Yeah.
baby.
What are you going to have? What's his name at 9 home runs? The second baseman that killed us.
Murphy.
Daniel
Murphy. What a.
It'll be
He's
the
back.
What was that?
Did you see that he's
not.
back?
For who?
The Angels.
in the pros actually.
Yeah, he's back.
That dude had the greatest 4-year stretch against the Cubs in the history of baseball.
Well,
He's back.
he didn't. He ended up going to, like the Nationals or something too. After
yeah, he was at the Nationals. And they went to the
He was good
Cubs.
there.
Yeah, was he all right
And
there?
he couldn't,
Yeah, he was decent
couldn't
there.
hit the ball out of the infield.
He really couldn't hit the ball in the infield before that playoff run either, and then he just
Minor league
Got
deal
hot.
for Murphy.
Yep.
Mad Max getting traded.
No, he's not. That'd be cool though.
Where's he go, Goose?
Trade Verlander too.
He only won the Cy Young last year.
He's on my fantasy team. Get him somewhere
How
else.
old is he?
40.
I mean, is he living right or what? Isn't he married to Kate Upton too?
Yes.
And just one of
I remember watching her eat a Arby's sandwich in the car. And I was
easy.
Man,
Kid show.
I'm thinking roast beef too.
Goose, where's Scherzer go? Where's Scherzer go?
Where's Scherzer go?
New York.
So
Giants.
hopefully someplace to die.
Giants.
Joe, at least-
Repairs are
never
complete
picked who
in the
we think's-
area of my house.
Who we think's gonna
Let's
win it?
go.
Yeah, Corey's got power, huh?
Who we think's gonna win it?
Baseball, who's going to win it? I think it's a Giants year. I hate saying that.
I hope you're right, but I'm not picking them.
I can't stand
Let me
watching
think.
them.
I gotta rack my
Why?
mind.
I just don't like them. Never have.
They don't have
Tampa Bay
They don't have a superstar.
is not going to win.
Have
Tampa
they
Bay.
fizzled? Have they ran out of gas
No.
already? They're still dominating.
I mean,
They're still pretty
compared to
good.
how they started their first 25 games.
Yeah, they
fizzled,
fizzled, which was expected.
but- Yeah.
Max to the Rays. Wow, that would make it interesting.
That would be ridiculous.
Yeah.
Then I would say I think the Rays are going to win.
Well, every Rays pitcher gets hurt.
True.
So
Do you have-
they're hurt.
Did you guys bring those waters, or do you have waters?
I bought
I'm
mine,
out.
but
I'm
Of course you're out. Wow, this guy
I-
wasn't even storm prepping.
I ran
Hot
it.
waters all day.
My power didn't go out here.
Yeah,
But
but
if it did, did you know
I've
it
got
wasn't
toilet-
going
I've
to?
got toilet
let me ask you a
paper.
question. You heard the word derecho today, and how much piss went down your leg?
I talked to the weather guy all
What's
day today.
derecho?
What's that mean?
That's the name of the system like that moved through today. We've had a couple of them, and normally it's
It's like a big windstorm, basically,
normally
right?
it's
Is
wind
that what a
rain.
derecho
Normally
is?
there's a lot more rain associated with it, but I didn't think it rained a ton. I mean, it poured, but
Yeah, it poured. I mean, it rained hard for like
Yeah.
20 minutes.
seriously, the wind was
The
sick.
wind was crazy. I walked outside at work and looked to the left and got hit with dirt.
250,000 people at Duke were out across the state.
Lincoln.
Power.
No FaceTime.
So you never answered the question. How much piss?
A ton.
Okay, the storm in June 1st or April 1st, whatever it was.
March 31st.
March 31st. How much piss?
That was bad. Tornado went what?
Tornado went right through my house.
But
I'm
I'm
saying,
just-
like they drew a path of one of the tornadoes.
You're
that went
alone
through
in
my
your house,
backyard.
Kevin. How, on a scale of 1 to 10,
That's why-
where was the anxiety at?
I'm not bad at home.
Because it was a 7 for me at Donna's. I'm
I'm
sitting
not
at
bad.
Donna's, and I'm like,
I go in there. That's cement block. Shut that door. I mean, if that blows up, that blows up. I'm gone anyway. But cement block. I do have a crawl
yeah.
or a basement like, but it's not. It's cellar like. I don't like going down there. But today was the worst. Was about today was I left work at 3:00. Left work Avon at 3:00. The storm had just went into Terre Haute. All right, 40 minute drive. Right. When I got to Centerton, it hit. That storm went from Terre Haute to Centerton in 35 minutes, 80 miles an hour. And I asked Zach right on air. He said, yeah, it was moving to 80, 85 miles an hour, that line was. And I got caught in it. And that's where the anxiety kicked in. I'm doing 75, 80 miles an hour down 67. Branches coming off.
Yeah.
And I'm going I'm like, dude, you need to get out of my way because I'm getting out of this
Have
thing.
you guys ever had an adrenaline dump? Like, just some, like, have you ever felt an adrenaline dump before?
Caleb gave me a question there.
Dude,
I've taken some dumps, but
I left their house one night in Greenwood. It was like 11:30, and I was watching the radar because I knew a storm was coming. And I was watching. I thought, okay, now's a perfect time for me to leave so I can get home before the storm. I get to that gas station.
Mistimed it.
Oh my god! I get to that gas station, and it just starts pissing rain. And I'm just like, you know what? I've already started going. Just go. And I couldn't see. I'm going 60 when you're not supposed to be going 60, and I can't, like, I'm just like looking at, I'm not even watching the road, I'm just looking at like the
White lines.
yeah, right, just right in front of me, and the wind's blowing me, and by the wait a minute, pause. I get home, and the adrenaline finally just dumped, and I'm shaking,
Exhausted.
I'm about to puke, and I'm just like lethargic though. Storms, dude.
Well, it was just like today.
We don't mix.
It was just like today. I talked to him. I knew there wasn't going to be any like tornadoes.
Yeah.
It was just going to be heavy, strong wind, no matter where you are in the state, and lots of rain. So it wasn't that big of a, I'm going to get caught in a tornado type of deal. but I knew we could have. He was mapping the winds out on the computer right before I left work. 86, 90 miles an hour winds just crossed the Illinois border, and that looked like it was moving north towards Avon.
I always forget where Goose is located. Right.
Terre Haute.
Okay, so Goose called me and was like, "Hey, I'm gonna send you a video. It's here at my house right now. Yeah. It's gonna be to you guys in like 30 minutes."
It literally was.
So I was like, "Shit, I gotta go to the gas station. I gotta get nicotine."
Yeah.
By the time I went to the gas station, and got back,
it was here.
It was here, and that was like 7 minutes.
Yeah,
I was I jumped in the lake at my parents' house, and
that's what it was.
Like within 5, like we were like, oh, we got some time to swim.
No,
and then like 5 minutes later, the sky got dark. We're like, we probably should get out and go somewhere.
No, you don't.
That's how fast that thing was.
So Goose was off by about 23 minutes.
They were having
also
east side of Putnam County
2-2.
I guess in Terre Haute.
I didn't want to say anything.
The biggest thing of Terre Haute was they had so many house fires because
there's Babs.
He's late.
Power lines were going out. So Goose says Braves or raves. Braves or raves is what he says.
I hope.
Hold on, I had a friend send me a picture. He was driving on 144.
Soon.
Tree limb fell and went through his front windshield.
No kidding.
Ooh.
See, that's what I was worried about coming home.
Matt Bricker.
What happened?
Yeah.
What happened to Bricker?
Tree limb went through his front windshield.
Tonight, with today's storm?
Today.
You know, the round 3 is tomorrow and round 4 is Saturday.
That's
What are you talking about?
Same setup.
As long as Sunday's
Just a derecho type thing?
Probably.
As long as Sunday's clear.
As long as Monday and Tuesday's
What's wrong
clear.
with Sunday? What's Sunday?
What's Sunday?
Going on the lake.
The lake's going to be there all year.
Well, we got a boat rented for one day.
Pontoon? Jet boat.
I think. Pontoon. Downey rented.
We need to
those are
close
fun.
this out. Who wins? Joe, who you got?
Mariners.
No.
They got Buhner still?
That'd be dead.
Mariners.
Dodgers.
That'd be sick.
Caleb says
I'm gonna go
Dodgers.
with Caleb and say Dodgers.
That was my preseason pick.
They're
Play back
stacked. They
the
always
tape.
are.
I'm gonna go with Dodgers.
Does
Hey,
Scherzer
Jacob.
go? Does Scherzer go to the Dodgers? Would that be sick?
Wasn't
He's
he?
already-
He was
he's-
there.
Was he
right?
on the Dodgers?
He won the World Series with them,
But does he go back?
didn't he? Right in 2020, wasn't he on that team?
Yeah.
Turner.
Yeah, he
Max
won.
Scherzer.
Does he go back?
No.
No,
Does he? Get
He's
traded?
not gonna go anywhere.
dude, they have enough.
I
The
hope
thing
you're
about the
right.
Dodgers is they could trade
Giants.
their minor league pitching system.
Whoever they
Every
want.
year
for-
they could.
Oh my god, dude, it's ridiculous.
Every year they could. They're
It's
stacked.
ridiculous the pitching rotation. Did you know I think they're double A team? I got a booger. Kidding. Yeah, his name's Lincoln.
It's like the Cardinals and the Yankees and the Dodgers. Their farm systems are always.
No, Bubby.
These
Their
have been overrated. The last
minor league
20 years.
their minor league rotation, if you took them, would be the second hardest throwing rotation in the MLB.
Yeah. Every year.
That's how ridiculous. That's how hard they throw.
Who you got, Willie? Who's winning it?
Mets.
He's in.
Just say it, dude.
Just
Believe
let's go
it.
Mets.
Mariners.
No, honestly,
Beat
I don't.
the Mets.
I don't want to say it. Braves. Braves.
No.
I don't like this.
G-Man.
Then don't say it.
But that makes me feel
Then
better.
don't
'cause then they're
say
not
it.
gonna
No,
win.
I'm not
They're
going to. I
gonna
don't want the Giants to win, but it's one of those years where
win. Why is it one of
the
those?
Dodgers
years?
are going to win it all.
That was like they won in like what 2011 and 13 or
I'm
something like
just trying
that.
They
to
just
sweet
do
talk
that.
me to get me to
It
go
was like
play
it's
Apex.
been 10 years since that happened.
That's the last dynasty
The Giants.
in baseball.
They
Yeah,
just,
I know, but it was 10
They
years
just
ago.
do it
More
though.
than- They haven't for 10 years.
But it feels like one
If
of
the
those
Phillies
years.
would have won
I don't
in
think they've got it.
09, after they won in 08, but they lost to the Yankees, that probably. And then at 10, they were just as freaking good.
I'm gonna
So
say this.
If you take that 08, 09.
I'm gonna say this
10,
because the
they
turn
lost.
is now on the Cubs. But if Trey Mancini doesn't get in front of Schwarber's ball last year, the Phillies win the series.
Uh-oh. What'd you say?
If Trey Mancini doesn't get in front of Schwarber's
Oh, my-
ball, which he basically just
Oh,
fell
my
to his
God.
left, that's a double, and the Phillies win that game, and they probably win the series.
That was just, and he was a
And he's with the
replacement too.
Cubs now, and
He was a
and
first
he's
base replacement, and just made it was a rocket down the first
And
base line.
it was a situation where
Thanks,
the game was
Babs.
on the line. The Astros win it; they take stranglehold. Phillies win it;
Oh god!
they edge out, and Schwarber smokes one down the line, and Mancini does the right over left foot, falls down to his left and traps the ball and steps on the
It
base.
was sickening.
Kills the play, kills the inning, and I think it was second and third with 2 outs.
So if
was
he doesn't
sickening.
get lucky on that play, you're saying?
Yeah, his defense is horrible. Watch one inning of the Cubs. Trust me. Trust me.
God bless
No.
Nick Watson, that's probably, there's some validity there. I wouldn't doubt that.
What's wrong with San Francisco?
We're not going to get into politics, trust me.
It's dirty. I mean,
No, it is.
Very homeless.
yes, that's what I mean.
Yes,
by that,
we
yeah.
can't get into politics.
You
No.
might be referring to something else, but very homeless.
No.
I will.
Cal, you got anything to
I
add?
heard they all
Who-
drive
who you got-
Wranglers.
You got winning the World Series Dodgers?
Dodgers.
Yeah.
Okay.
Nice preseason.
What did you have last year, Caleb? What was that bet?
Oh, yeah, the Dodgers lost it for me.
But what was the entire bet?
I had the Warriors to win the championships, the Avalanche to win the Cup, Dodgers to win the World
Oh, yeah, you
Series.
became what, one team away from...
Yeah.
No, the Bills would have had to win too.
Oh, that's right. That's
They should have for DeMar.
Chiefs are going to win it again.
I can't see that. That's a long way off. We got to go through a lot of ACLs and MCLs between now and then.
True.
How about old boy for the Cubs betting on the Colts betting on Jonathan Taylor's over under on
Was it
rush yards?
Is
Taylor's?
that what it was?
It said rushing yards.
So you got to think it was Taylor. What does that dude play? What position does that dude play?
Corner.
Corner?
Yeah,
Is he done? Have they
kinda
come down?
sucks
Have they
because-
ruled on that yet?
indefinitely.
But then they do that to
Weren't there
Calvin
like
Ridley,
6
too?
players that got in
No,
trouble?
Ridley. They said a year,
Yeah,
And then they brought him back.
but they didn't indefinitely in him. You know what
He's
I'm saying?
done. He was betting on his own team.
And
He's
yeah,
done.
that guy probably
Yeah.
won't play again.
He got the Pete Rose.
He got the Pete Rose.
ass back.
That dude's playing ass back.
Yeah.
It's just funny to think like he got the game plan. He's like,
Get your
we're
ass back
throwing
on the bench.
we're throwing this week. Like I'm about to hammer this under on the rush yards.
Yeah.
Oh,
He's
wow.
done.
I didn't
Yeah.
know that.
Yeah,
Yeah, he not good.
he
That's not good, Link.
not good.
I read it was one of the weeks Tickler was out. He knew it. He bet over on backup.
Ooh,
So you can't.
He's taking insider trading and
Nancy Pelosi in it.
Allegedly.
No politics.
Allegedly.
Come on, that's not politics.
That
that's
is
just
politics.
That's just Pelosi.
He's literally a politician.
That's not politics.
that's her
common
career.
sense.
This is trading.
It's common sense.
You wouldn't get it.
Goose knows everything. Goose
We need
has the
Goose
inside
on
track. We need to bring Goose in.
This is
Everything,
Woj
all caps.
and Schefter all in one.
Woj and Chef.
And who's the
baseball one?
Rosenthal.
Rosenthal.
Passan.
Yeah,
With his little bow tie.
He just better figure out that fantasy team if he wants to.
Yeah.
So he knows everything.
Yeah, he
All
knows
right,
everything.
before
but
we
his
go,
fantasy
I want to hit
team
on one more
sucks.
thing. College football's changed forever this year.
Why? I don't
College has
know.
changed forever.
I don't. It's all money. You know that as well as me.
Hasn't it
I don't know if
always
I'd
been?
missed something.
It was.
Texas and all them are going SEC.
It was before
This is the
too,
year.
though.
It does somewhat
Yeah,
every
how's
year. But Big Ten next year with USC and UCLA. Where do the Irish go?
Is that this coming year?
No,
it's
I think one more year for
One
the
more year.
Big Ten.
It's
Yeah.
one more year for the Big Ten.
But the
Where-
Texas and them are now.
Yeah,
aren't they?
Texas.
Yeah.
The SEC
Yeah,
is
it's-
going to kill each other.
Yeah.
You're going to have national champ,
Well,
champ with 4 losses eventually
I
because they're
think-
going to have to play each other every
I
week.
think the big I hate the idea of the. I mean, I meant it's
Mega
that they're paying.
conferences.
Well, not that they're
You're gonna have
paying
3
college.
conference
I'm just
all
saying that they're paying college athletes now, and I think the biggest sport. I like that, Babs. But I think the biggest sport's going to like affect the most in college is football because these big.
11.
I mean, you're never going to be able to. The small schools are never going to be able to compete with the big schools.
No,
Ever.
but they're
ever.
just going to join these crappy little conferences and
What they need to do is make the playoff in
In a
football,
minute, I
a lot
promise.
like basketball, where if you win your conference, you're in, and then there's some at-large bids, and just have a
But in
16-team
college football,
conference.
it's always been the same few schools. It's always been the
pretty
same.
much.
But make it
You can throw 20 under a hat and draw from them every year.
Yeah.
The same.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Just make it a 16-team playoff. Just do it. Why not?
Yeah, but then you see Alabama dust.
But then you see
Whoever-
these guys.
Yeah, you see Alabama.
We see it in college basketball, and everybody loves it. You dust 60, not always.
Yeah.
But with NFL,
Yeah.
these guys know they're going to get drafted in the first round, and they already opt out of bowl games.
Yeah.
They don't opt out of
Which
the whole
I don't like
tournament.
that. Yeah.
They'll opt out of the whole tournament.
Where does Notre Dame go? That is the question right now.
There's only gonna
Why
be
do they
a few
have to go
options.
somewhere?
The money is going to be so big.
The
in
conference
Big Ten and
championship
the
stuff, too.
SEC, it's outrageous right now.
They need to go to the Big Ten.
But
They're going to go.
They need to go to like.
I want them to go to
The-
the Big Ten.
The NIL is just.
But the
it's
SEC
ruined
is
everything.
where the money's at.
Go to like Maction. dominate those teams. And
See, we can't. Yeah, we can't. No,
Yeah, we can't go
can't go there. No.
The U.S. soccer team won 6-0 last night. We can
We'll talk about that another time, back.
yeah,
not on air.
I just see him going to the SEC, and I hate that.
Well, then
You're gonna have Clemson and Florida.
College is gonna
State going there eventually.
Right, college is going to be its
Going
own
next year, SEC.
professional league. It's going to be its own professional
It
league at
is.
some point, and it's just like that takes away from. At this point now, especially with NIL, the one thing I wish they would do is don't give them scholarships or make these kids pay their scholarships back, because there are people who would, even though the education's all.
But you're only paying 5 kids out of 20 decent money on that football team. 10 kids out of 20.
What do you mean decent money?
Yeah, that's
Decent money as like
It's more than that. It's probably
pro
more.
athlete money or like
It's more than college education money, though. I guarantee it.
But out of 50 kids,
But if they're
you're going to
making-
make them all pay their scholarship back, or the ones
The ones that have NIL, the ones that are
Okay.
getting NIL money. Because why waste scholarship? I'm saying
I'm
there are
with
people.
that.
There are people who would rather use the scholarship because they want to go to college,
I'm
not to
with that.
go make money.
I'm with that.
he's
even
with it.
if these
Play
guys are
school.
getting $30,000 a year from some random sponsors, like that's a lot of money for a college kid.
That's a ton of money.
Yeah.
Compared to these guys getting millions, even.
Right,
But
but-
like 30,000.
So-
When you're not paying for anything, 30,000 is unreal.
as a college kid,
Yeah, that's what,
30.
imagine how much fun we would have.
I want Notre Dame to go to the Big Ten.
Draymond said to Mahomes and Kelsey, "Y'all over here talking about 3-1, like Joe Burrow ain't send your ass home a year ago."
They just won the
I know.
title.
right,
The
boys.
first comment is, "He won a ring this year, Draymond."
Hard to say much.
Yeah.
I don't like Draymond, but he's a good player.
Where did Bab's comment go?
Yeah.
Moderator.
Just hey, keep an eye out for Martinsville soccer this year. I'll say it again.
Yeah.
Sectional.
Okay, here's a question.
Sectional champions.
Here's a question.
He's calling.
Win percentage wise. So, because you guys play more games than the football team.
Correct.
Win percentage wise.
Who's better?
Who's going to be better this year?
Us.
By how much?
I think the football team is supposed to be good too, though. But we're gonna be good.
All right.
We'll be.
Can you take the baseball team and the football team? Would that be greater than the soccer team? Because in my opinion, they both suck.
Hey, in the competition that you play in soccer, is it comparable to what they play in football?
Yeah,
When you play East Central, who's a 3-time state champion,
not until the sectional championship. Our sectional.
I mean, that's all that matters.
Our sectional
football.
has Center Grove Blue and South are both top 10 teams in
Okay.
the state. Oh, every year.
And you're going to beat them.
Yeah, we're gonna beat them. Come on, Goose, hop on that.
Not as
There's
good
a-
as North Putt.
Matter of fact, don't take off.
Come home, Goose.
All right, boys.
Come on.
Let's jump. Have you guys back on
I'm
trading
tired,
deadline of
man.
baseball, because then things will be starting to get decided.
Plus football will be going.
OTAs will be done, and you'll start doing some preseason.
When we just said
Dude,
it was
are you
August
kidding me?
Yeah.
Brett, Mets are losing.
Weird how that happens. Wait, but they were winning. They were winning when the game started, though, right? Like they had the lead at one point.
Are you
I didn't
kidding
think-
me?
No, it was 2-0. Mets are up 2-0. Just like always, the Mets are always winning a game, and it's crazy how.
I'm sick.
All right, we're gonna get out of here. Thanks for coming in, guys. Thank you, love you guys. Peregrine Speedway tomorrow night.
Are you guys? Hey, real question. Are you guys filming the race?
Yeah.
Or just talking during it?
What race?
No.
I had somebody ask.
We're
like,
going live.
Paragon Speedway.
like you're gonna show the
Cameras.
race and talk over it.
I
Okay.
got to fire the second system up to make sure it's working here tonight. So,
Who'd you get a hold of to do that?
love you guys. We will see you soon.